Hello, welcome to my kitchen today, and today I want to make beef stew. And you can see in my pot here I have beef. It's like 1.5 or 2 pounds of chopped up beef that I'm going to use to make stew. I've already washed it and set it on my gas, and what I'm going to do right now is add the spices so that it can boil with the spices. So I'm going to start by adding salt. You normally add salt to taste according to your liking. You know, if you like less salted meat or even highly salted meat, you're welcome to do that. So I've added salt, and right now I'm going to add cumin. That is just about 1 teaspoon of cumin, and then I'm going to add another 1 teaspoon of paprika. That is paprika right there. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of paprika, and then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Then I'm going to add another teaspoon of garlic powder. Then I have such a nice seasoning that I usually love. It is the lemon pepper seasoning. I really love it. It gives your food, especially your stew, some edge to it. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of the lemon pepper seasoning. Then I'm going to add black pepper, like half a teaspoon of black pepper. Then I'm going to add some curry powder. Like half a teaspoon of curry powder. Then this is my all-time favorites, Simbambili original curry powder. This is actually from Kenya. I really love it. It has some very authentic taste to it and makes your stews really taste nice. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to set my meat on gas. I'm not going to add water at this stage. I'm just going to let it cook with its natural juices, and then after they are all dried down, then I'm going to add water. And meanwhile, I'll go ahead and start chopping up the onions, the garlic, tomatoes, and all the other ingredients that I will use to fry. It has been like 20 minutes since I let it cook, and right now all the water is dried up. And what I'm going to do now is add the water that the meat will use to cook itself until it's soft. So you can see all the water has dried up, and the aroma that is coming out of this meat, guys, it is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to add as much water as I want, because at the end of the day I want some of it to be cooked. So I will add enough water to cook the meat until it's soft, and then some of it I will turn it into stock. Oh, the colors. It's gonna be a good stew. So I'm going to add just a little bit more so that it cooks completely. I'm going to replace the cover and let it cook. So as our meat is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and start chopping up the onions. So for this particular onions, actually, I'm going to blend them together with garlic. Then I'll slice some of them too. To fry in oil directly. So these are the ones that I'm going to add into my blender and blend together with garlic. And this is my garlic. So I have like, it was like 3 garlic cloves. And to blend this, I'm going to add a little bit of water to help with the process and start blending. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. That's right about enough. Then I'll set it up blending. Look at that. So our our onions and garlic are well blended, and these are the onions that I'm going to slice. I've sliced and I'm going to fry them in oil directly. And now I'm going to go ahead and start the process of making the tomatoes. So our meat is ready, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up and take it out of the stock. So make sure you strain as much stock as possible, because the next step we are going to fry it in oil. So I'm still getting the meat out of the stock. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to switch on my gas so that I can let my big pan heat up. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to keep my stock so that I can use it as stew. And meanwhile, I'm going to take out my... Oh, sorry guys, there's a process I did not show you. I added bay leaves at some point, so I'm going to take them out. Because you normally use bay leaves to cook, but you don't eat them. So I'm going to take them out and start the process of frying the meat. So that is my big pan right there. I have added extra virgin olive oil. You can use any oil that you have, guys. It's not a must to use olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and start frying my meat. So keep frying it until it's brown. You can see some of it has started browning already. So as you can see, I've taken out all the meat that is from the oil, and it is so brown and it looks so good and so yummy. So in the same oil that I fried this meat, I'm going to add my onions, the ones that I sliced up. So I'm turning on my gas, and in the same oil that I fried my meat, I'm going to add my onions. And let it cook until they are golden brown, until they've caramelized. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. I know my stock here has salt and my meat is salty, you know, but my onions and my tomatoes that I'm going to add don't have salt, so I'm just going to add a little bit. Then at this stage, I'm also going to add my Maggi cubes. So I'm adding 2 cubes. So I'll keep stirring occasionally until all my onions are caramelized. So you can see that they've almost browned enough, and at this point I'm going to add the onions and the garlic that I blended. So this is where I add them. So this is my onion garlic mixture that I blended, so I'm going to add. And then I'm going to add some ginger paste. So this is my ginger paste that I already blended. So I'm going to add like half a tablespoon. And this is how it looks like, guys. It's going to be a rich stew. So in total I used 2 onions and 3 garlic cloves and half a tablespoon of ginger, 2 Maggi cubes. So as it simmers, we are going to go ahead and start blending our tomatoes. So these guys are my tomatoes that are already chopped up or sliced up. So I'm going to put them inside the blender and blend them. If you don't have a blender, you can peel the tomatoes. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to help with the blending process. this is how my tomato looks like. My tomato paste looks like that I've blended, and I'm going to go ahead and now add it into my tomatoes that are frying. That is how good it looks like, guys. And now I'm going to let it simmer under medium heat for like 5 to 10 minutes until all the tomatoes are cooked. So I'll be stirring it occasionally as it simmers until it's completely cooked. Hi guys, so it has been around 20 minutes while this stew has been simmering under low heat, and I've been turning it once in a while, like occasionally mixing it like this, and you can see how thick the stew has become. This is when the tomato stew and the beef stock and the actual beef have married each other. You can see, and the smell inside here is so good, guys. So we're going to go ahead, our beef stew is ready, and we're going to go ahead and serve it. So there's my plate, and I'm going to have this with rice. You can also have this with chapati. You can also have this with ugali. There you go, guys. Do try this particular type of beef stew and enjoy.